Reports of illegally parked vehicles have soared across Victoria, with residents making more than 60,000 complaints to their councils in the past 12 months. Danny Gorog is the Chief Executive of Snap, Send, Solve. Danny, good morning to you. First thing, Snap, Send, Solve is take a picture, send it where?
Good morning. Snap and Solve is an app that the community uses to send issues, reports to the various, we call them solvers. In many cases, it's a local council, but it could also be a telco. It could be an abandoned trolley, which would go to a supermarket. It might be a water leak that would go to the water authority and so on.
I get it. So with illegally parked vehicles, mostly, you take a photograph of an illegally parked vehicle, presumably displaying its number plate, and you send it to the council.
Correct, exactly right. And in many cases, council will send a ranger out to go and, deal with it. In other cases, the councils will use that information to kind of plan out where they're going to put their rangers through the day and to track kind of hotspots of activity.
So what's the most common illegally parked car?
You mean what, we have
driveways? Driveways, disabled parking spots?
Yeah. Well, there's a sort of parking illegal is kind of a catch-all category, but parking disabled, that's people parking in ACROD spots, is also a very popular and growing issue. The other thing we're seeing a lot of is we call it ICE cars parking in EV spots. So there are a lot of these EV spots around. Councils actually can't do very much about that, and you've got to be quick to act. But you get... is it an EV spot or it's a charging station? Well, it's a EV spot, which is normally a charging station, and you get, a big ute with a V8 engine just kind of parking over two spots just to kind of, to make a point. So we're seeing a lot of that now, and that really frustrates certain parts of the community. And then in general, I think that it's harder and harder to get a spot in our cities. I was in the city of Melbourne last night, parked on the street. There's now paid parking till 10 p.m, about $5 an hour. So it's sort of, gets more complicated. So people resort to doing things that are illegal, like, parking where they shouldn't.
Okay. And we were discussing earlier, and Russell speculated, and I'm thinking he might be right, that the reason there's such an increase of illegally parked vehicles is, whilst the number of cars goes up every year, 100,000 new cars in Victoria every year, number of car parking spaces doesn't go up.
Completely true. And the cities are reshaping the way they want people to get in there. And, obviously they're removing car spots and putting in other sorts of, bike lanes and all sorts of things. So it is harder and harder, and it's becoming more and more expensive to park. And I think some people go, I can't, I'll just take the risk and hopefully I don't get a ticket and I come up ahead.
Yeah. So Danny, have you noticed that there is an increasing amount of people using Snap, Send and Save to send you photographs of cars that are parked illegally?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw about a 30% growth just in people using the app in general to report all sorts of things, including, dump rubbish, graffiti, all sorts of things. But this illegal parking has grown more than our general usage. So it's obviously something that is causing more grief in the community, and I guess people are turning to Snap and Solve as a very easy and convenient way to do it. And what I'd suggest to your listeners is to download the app from the App Store, have it there, and when you see something, you can use it. So it's a really easy way to take action and actually to kind of make your voice heard.
Danny, does the dartboard at the Municipal Association of Victoria have your photograph on it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm worried about other things.
So, Danny, is Snap, Send and Solve, is it designed to be a community? I can see that it is a community service, but I assume that it's for profit.
It is, yeah. We call it's a freemium service. We provide the service for free to everyone in Australia. We send reports for free to every council in Australia, and there are councils that get high volumes of them. There are a lot of them in Melbourne, and so we provide an extra layer of service to those councils and other authorities. They might want to integrate with our API. They might want to customise the questions, get reporting, a whole heap of stuff. But for everyone, it's kind of a free app. And the reason we made it like that is because this is really hard to get someone's attention to do this. It takes a bit of energy, and we want to make sure that it works everywhere, and that's the beauty of it.
Good on you, Danny. Danny Gorod, Chief Executive of Snap Send Solve. A couple of things there.
I'm going to download it.
Bruce, do you use Send Snap Solve?
I'm using it right now as we walk. Forget going down to the council and spending hours in a queue explaining why a bus shelter's been destroyed or the sign's been graffitied. You just take a photograph while you walk and send it through, and I can guarantee you it'll be fixed in a matter of days. It is absolutely friggin' awesome.
Well done, mate.
There you are. Bruce, you're a champ.